would like to welcome you, Mr. President Duterte, to Israel and to Jerusalem, the capital of Israel, and to welcome you. The relationship between our two people are not going back only to the last 60 years when we have arranged the diplomatical relationship between our two people. It goes back not only 70 years ago when the Philippines have recognized the right of the State of Israel to exist and to be independent. It goes back 8 years when your people have opened your state to the refugees from Europe during World War II, at the time of the Holocaust, when no one could be sure that he can leave the very day that he have lived along with. I must say that all those people who found safe haven in your place are very much appreciated by us. And we'd like you to know that it is not only the Jewish people, but the whole free world at the time, all humanity at the time, felt that the Nazi leader, the Kaiser of the Nazis people, Hitler, was actually representing the devil himself. He was the devil on earth. And probably you have realized yesterday the feelings when you have visited the museum of Yad Vashem in Jerusalem, to really feel the atmosphere and to feel the feelings of all the people that were part of this disaster that took place in the world between 1939 and 1945. And we know that we have a very, very strong relationship now with you and your people. We both are trying to protect and to defend our people against the fundamentalism, against terrorism, and we're sure that we can also cooperate. We are doing everything in our strength, first of all, to build our country. In the last 70 years, we have built a country that can carry the burden of security, that can carry the burden of economy, developing everything. Actually, we have faced a lot of challenges, and we took every challenge to become an opportunity to rebuild or to do something that can really bring us in front of the entire world. We are doing that, and we are cooperating with every country that are trying to do the same to protect their own people and to carry the burden of security. We do that with the idea and the values that we are holding, the values of democracy and the human right, and we welcome you, and we can discuss afterwards what you have discussed with the Prime Minister and other things. Welcome, Mr. President.
Mr. President, let me respond by saying first that I would like to thank Israel, you and the Prime Minister and the people of the state for inviting us to come over, together with my cabinet members. I introduce them first so that they won't be strangers to you. Here seated on my right is Peter Cayetano. He's the Foreign Affairs Secretary. Then you have the Executive Secretary, also known as the Little President. Then I have my daughter, who is a mayor of my city, Sarah, and her mother is Zimmerman. Okay, and
So
one of those,
yeah.
One of the descendants, of course, lost the maze of time. I would reckon it from the time when the Russians were given the right to sanctuary in my country. She's one of the descendants, and the mother's name, the surname is Elizabeth Zimmerman. She cannot come with us. She's sick and she stays home. And we have my special assistant, Secretary Go, He takes care of. I cannot run my own errands, so the other things that I cannot do, he can do it for me. Then we have the Secretary of the Environment and Natural Resources, General Simato. He used to be. And we have Art Tugade, the Transportation Secretary. He's a classmate of mine in law school. He's our brilliant guy. He was a class valedictorian. Then we have Secretary Kusi. He takes care of the Energy Department. And I have here General Anyo. He was the former Chief of Staff. I got him to supervise the Department of Interior and Local Governance. The Philippine National Police is under him. Then I have my Presidential Legal Advisor, Sal Panelo. He is the glamour boy of of course our ambassador. Yes, and the protocol officer, Mr. Borge, and those guys there would not want to mention the names. They are all military men in the rank of, I think, major and one colonel. So I'd like to thank everybody for inviting us here, and we would like to strengthen our bond more than ever with Israel. We have so many things in common. We read the same Bible, and so that explains the more bond that exists between us. You have extended us critical assistance during the Marawi siege against the extremists. And the equipment that you lent us help us a lot to win the war and shorten the period of fighting. We intend to explore further in the field of investments and trade, and there are a lot of opportunities Israel can help us on this, and of course to set up investments business in my country. You will not find yourself a stranger there, and you're also aware that the time when the crucial vote was being taken by United Nations, I do not think the father is here, but the nephew of Romulo who cast the vote in favor, the one that votes that counted, he's here with us, but he's not in the company. Just by being a Romulo, and I thought it would be good for him to come. And also, we have in many times been recipient of your assistance. Most of which were the intelligence gadgets that we used to defeat. My orders to my military is that in terms of military equipment, particularly intelligence gathering, we only have one country to buy from them. That is my order, specifically Israel, because well, America is a good friend, but you know, if you sell you something, he would also be listening. So with China and everybody else, Germany, so you can be very sure that they are also amply connected with you. And so Israel, there I do not see any reason that there would be a problem in our relationship. We are too far away. We do not belong to the sphere of geopolitics here. But we side on what is morally right. And you can be sure that the Philippines will remain loyal to the tenets of democracy and the right of a nation to exist peacefully. And so with the worldwide terrorism now, it behooves upon Israel and the Philippines to cooperate more than ever to defeat one enemy, which I think could never disappear within the next 10 years. It's going to be a long, long fight. They have started to bomb key municipalities in the island of Mindanao. That's the island facing south. And we think that more than ever we would need to buy